In one of the early lessons, we talked about how negotiation is a skill which you can practice and become an expert in. One of the keys to becoming an effective negotiator is not forgetting preparation is crucial. It is the make or break of a successful outcome. In fact, when you think about the importance of preparation, recall the Pareto rule, or the 80-20 division. To reach your desired outcome, 80% of the effort should be put in the preparation beforehand, and only 20% should be the actual work you put in during the negotiation. We can divide the preparation phase into 3 stages: self-assessment, counterpart assessment, and assessment of the situation. Let's begin with a step-by-step overview of what we can do during self-assessment. First things first, define your best-case scenario. This is your most desired outcome and your target. It should be the opposite of your reservation point. The bottom line should not influence your target. If this happens, you're making yourself susceptible to what is known as the winner's curse. The winner's curse starts happening when you pay too much attention to what you want to walk out with from a negotiation as a bare minimum, and you set your goals too low. In those situations, people tend to under-aspire, and they open the negotiations with a low request, which is easily granted. But once your bargaining partner grants a request, they are entitled to make requests of their own and become reluctant to grant you anything else you might want. Overall, the winner's curse results in a very regrettable outcome, far off your real target. Okay, so you don't play weak, but you shouldn't be too tough either. Do not open the negotiations with a target that is too high, while also refusing to make any compromises. This almost always results in retaliation from your bargaining partner, because they will feel threatened and will turn defensive. And we do not want that. Negotiations are a process based on communication and concessions. You must tread the line between under and over-aspiring carefully when you're determining your target. Another thing you should pay attention to is sunk costs. When you invest money to achieve something, this money is already gone. This is known as a sunk cost. For example, the capital expenditure you have made to build a house is a sunk cost, and the money you still need to pay is a future cost. It is important to know sunk costs and future costs are 2 different things, and they should not be allowed to affect your decisions during the negotiation. The focus must remain at what stands to be gained now, not what has been lost in the past. So far, so good. Knowing your value is super useful when assessing yourself. If you are negotiating as a private individual, look at websites telling you what your services are worth in your market. These are places like Glassdoor.com, Salary.com, GetRaise.com, and some government websites. This will give you an idea of what your pay grade is, based on criteria like title, experience, education, and region. And if you are negotiating on behalf of a firm, look up the product value, company and market value, and where you rank. Once your information itch has been scratched, you can move on to determining your BATNA and reservation point. If you need a quick refresher on how to best do that, feel free to go back 2 lessons and have another look at our advice. Cool. Once you've covered the fundamentals, you should spend some time thinking about what your must-haves, want-to-haves, and nice-to-haves are. Having a systematic list of preferences will enable you to be coherent in your negotiations, and it will make you more aware of what you want to achieve and what you're willing to concede to get there. In fact, when you're thinking about these issues, try to come up with alternatives to each one: the must, want to, and nice to haves. This will add a lot of value to the negotiation and will give you more ways to achieve your target. There's also the added benefit of appearing flexible to the other party, which invites them to reciprocate. That's bound to be useful, right? Great. This covers the extent to which you can prepare for a negotiation by looking at the situation on your end. Join us in the next lesson when we'll talk about how to assess your negotiation partner and the position they're coming from.